welcome to the 15th edition of Brighton Lights. My name is Valaviv. Brighton, home to 200,000 people, but a million dreams.
1, 2, 3,
The Brighton Lights, they make me feel so free. I'm driving down the London road to where I wanna be.
Party town. Brighton has more festivals than Glastonbury has tents, and Brighton Live is a yearly festival celebrating mostly Brighton bands. We sent Rekha Grease to speak with the organiser Mark Eade and get the inside scoop.
I'm Rekha, I'm standing in front of the latest music bar, and I'm going to interview a man who probably will change Brighton's music history, Mark Eade. Come along. Okay, Mark, tell us please, what is Brighton Life?
Brighton Live is a bit of an institution, but it's really just a celebration of Brighton music. It's free to see, it's about 150 to 200 bands in 20 venues. With one or two exceptions, every band is from the local area, Brighton and the surrounding districts. I mean, somebody estimated Brighton has something like 500 to 1,000 artists. But this year, I think it's also special, is we've got a number of curated nights as well. So we've asked some of the institutions in the city, like the Concord, or some of the magazines, like the BBC introducing, Juice, Reverb, some of the bigger promoters, to choose their own favourite Brighton acts and to have them play as part of the festival.
You also have workshops at the event, is that correct?
Yeah, we have some here at the latest music bar. We have a thing called speed dating, where artists can get 5 minutes or so with an industry expert to talk about, to ask any questions they want, to maybe drop their demos in.
And you're also the man behind the Brighton Music Awards.
Well, I'm one of the people. There's a whole team of people. It was actually the idea from a couple of famous record producers in the city, David Courtney, who worked with Roger Daltrey, The Who, and Eric Clapton, Paul McCartney, lots of people, and the guy behind Careless Whispers, Paul Mex, George Michael's old record. And it's all for charity, it's all for Teenage Cancer Trust. This is our first year, inaugural year. The tickets sold out before they went on sale. We've had tremendous support from the whole city. People have been donating venues, equipment, everything. No, we haven't spent any money on anything. A big event in November, 17th of November. Roger Daltrey is coming down to present some awards.
Okay, excellent. We will be there to cover it with Latest 7, and we really look forward to it. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm here with the lovely boys of Raising Maisie, Mark and Charlie. Hey guys, you've got a very special slot for this year's Brighton Live. You're going to be the first band to perform. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's great. Obviously, Brighton's a brilliant city, and Brighton Live is one of its major festivals, so we're thrilled to be playing it. For such a young band, it's a pretty good position to be in right now.
And that was it from us.
The recently issued Eco Guide to Sussex is the first book from local publishing company Pegasus Books. We sent Kelsey Cameron to talk to Pegasus's editor-in-chief, Katie Ramsey, about the new book, the importance of the issues discussed in it, and what's coming up next for the company. Take a look.
The whole ethos of the company is made in Sussex for Sussex. I want all the publications that we produce to be written by local people.
I'm here with Katie Ramsey, creator of Pegasus Publishing and editor of the Eco Guide to Sussex.
The aim of the book is to encourage us all to think outside of the box. So rather than thinking about recycling, to think instead about what we can do to reduce the waste that we produce in the first place. I'm not particularly environmentally aware, and I really wanted to learn about what I could do and what I could encourage other people like me, like the yous and me's, to encourage them to get involved as well. We've dedicated a whole section to creating your own cosmetics. There's so much packaging involved in the cosmetic industry. The amount of chemicals that you put on your face and your body every day, that there's health benefits, environmental benefits and economical benefits to producing your own cosmetics. There's a lot of emphasis on using buses, using trains. Even sort of going further than that, there's, for example, the Big Lemon Company who run their buses on biodiesel.
And they are a Brighton company, aren't they?
They are locally based, and they've written for the book. There's no excuse now not to be aware of the environment and how fragile it is. We've got a children's book which is going to be coming out towards the end of the year. It's a story for young children to sort of explain to them how they can get involved in gardening, but in a quite a fun sort of story format as well. Growing their own food and taking care of their plants in the garden, and it can be something quite exciting for children.
The Eco Guide to Sussex is an excellent place to start. But the other ethos that Pegasaurus Publishing has is supporting the more quiet of the undiscovered talents in Brighton, writers and illustrators.
Yeah. We have a poetry anthology which is going to be coming out. All the poems will be influenced and inspired by Sussex. My aim is to provide a platform for local people, an opportunity to get to the next step and get their work in print. And we're going to be at a number of fairs, fetes, community events around Sussex. So it's best to follow us on Twitter, and we're Pegasaurus1, www.pegasaurusbooks.co.uk/publishing, and also Facebook and on Breathe.
Everyone out there, I encourage you to go and buy the Eco Guide to Sussex
From all good bookshops.
and start making a difference.
Brighton is the gayest city in the country, but even with a new fantastic football stadium being built in Falmer, can you name any gay footballers? We sent Sarah Diaz to investigate.
Football is an important part of everyday life in Britain, but there's a side of the sport that people don't often think about. Homophobia is still rife in the football world, and the Justin campaign was set up to address exactly that issue. Justin Fashanu was the first £1 million black footballer when bought by Nottingham Forest in 1981. He was also the first and only professional footballer to ever come out as gay. He committed suicide in 1998. More than 12 years on, has anything changed?
The Justin campaign was set up to remember Justin Fashanu, who was still the only out gay footballer ever. And it was about raising awareness about homophobia in football. The Justin Fashanu All-Stars is a anti-homophobia campaigning football team, so it's open to anybody that's interested in what we're trying to do, irrespective of sexuality, race, disability. We basically try to campaign with our feet instead of shouting at people and sort of raising debate verbally, because we feel that on the football pitch is where you change minds, and we felt that, you know, if we could incorporate that into sport and getting people involved with what we do, I think, you know, it's a better way of including our community and getting us more involved in the wider community. Homophobia is entrenched in football from the grassroots, kids starting to play football, within coaching, within management at football clubs, and within board level, high up within chief executives of clubs. Football has managed to make itself so exclusively heterosexual that even when we talk to clubs about the problem of homosexuality, they say, well, there's no gay people here, we don't have a problem. We've managed to get on board with Brighton and Hove Albion. We're going to be putting signage within the ground, especially at the away stand, because that's probably the most homophobic stand in the country. And then we started the Football v Homophobia Day on the 19th of February, and again we're working within schools, and we're setting up a LGBT participation group, which is going to happen. It's kind of like football rehab for people that have been pushed away from the sport.
The world of football still has a way to go in addressing the issue of homophobia, but the Justin campaign constantly raising awareness within the sport and the community is a definite step in the right direction.
If you love food as much as we do here at The Latest, then you're probably wondering where the finest cuisines, pubs, food shops and cafes are located. Well, luckily for you, we sent Sasha Cooper to the first event of its kind, the Brighton Food Awards. And she gets the inside scoop on what over 5,000 people had voted the most delicious of all.
Since voting began in March earlier this year, the Brighton and Hove Foodie Awards has received over 5,000 votes in order to receive the best top quality eating establishments in East Sussex. I'm here at Bar 106 down here on the seafront at the final heats to find out who wins the top categories. Me thinks it's going to get a little hot in the kitchen tonight. So I'm here with Andrew Kay, the inspiration behind the Foodie Awards. That must be fantastic to be part of such an amazing event.
What's amazing is this is the first time that we've had an event which has been voted for entirely by the public. So these awards are being given by the people of Brighton and Hove and not by a panel of fat boys.
And I just wanted to point out before everything kicks off that Latest 7 are the major sponsors for this event. Check it out!
Happiness will come along.
And I'm here with Paula Steger from Natural PR, who's organised the event. Thanks for talking to us, Paula.
It's a pleasure.
Now, what inspired the Foodie Awards?
Well, we honestly believe that Brighton and Hove has a restaurant that you can enjoy every day of the year. The food has improved so much in the city in the last 5 to 10 years, so we wanted to celebrate it.
The Brighton and Hove Foodie Awards 2010. Way ahead of the other contenders, I have to mention, and very clearly adored by Brighton and Hove. Big round of applause for Infinity Foods!
It's a cooperative, so they've all got to come. How many have you got? Another 20? 42.
Okay, I'm here with Phil from Infinity Foods. How do you feel about winning?
To be quite honest, we didn't expect to be nominated in first place. We've been lucky to have been in Brighton since 1971. We have a very, very loyal customer base, and it really is down to them that we're still going. Dedicated people, really, that believe in what we're selling and believe in what we're doing, and I think that really just amounts to the whole business being a success.
The winner of the best cafe is Ground.
Firstly, how does it feel to win the best cafe?
It's really a relief because I think we forgot about it for a long time after the voting stopped. But as the day drew closer, I got up this morning and I realized I was really nervous.
The vote for Food Pub. The winner is the Ginger Pig.
Best pub of the year. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. It's absolutely out of this world. And you know what? It's brilliant because it's such a good brand and it's up and coming. They've been going for about 15 years now. It's a husband and wife team. All the stuff, we're all little cogs in a big wheel. And we all work together so well from the very, very top to the very, very bottom.
Quick polish first.
And the winner of the best restaurant, I'm not that surprised. It's a very, very closely fought thing, and then in the top categories in best restaurant, there are matters of votes between the winners at the top. Is that right, Paula? Yep. Just 2 votes here and there, but the winner is Terra-Terre.
Firstly, Terra-Terre, thank you. You must be absolutely ecstatic to win. How do you feel?
It's lovely to win because, to be honest, all the food guides of the world don't really make up for, customer voting. I think this is our kind of cherished award. It's all about the people, and as long as we get kind of some sort of acknowledgement from our staff and customers, that's all we want to hear about, really.
And what do you think is the key to the success of this event, do you think?
Public voting. Definitely public voting.
Are we going to expect more votes next year?
I think we will probably quadruple the votes this year. I think we'll probably get 20,000 votes, and I think we'll have a much bigger event with even more categories.
Well, what can I say? It's been an amazing night here, and there's still loads more to come. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get myself a few more free food samples and have a bit more fun. This is Sasha Cooper for Latest TV, signing off and saying good night. Bye!
And that's all from us here at thelatest.tv. Can't wait to see you all next week.
The Brighton Life, they make me feel so free. I'm driving down